John Cusack and Woody Harrelson's apocalyptic sci-fi disaster movie is not only bonkers, it's waiting for you on Max. There are few movies that were as timely as 2009's 2012. After the dawn of the new millennium, folks wondered if the year 2012 would mark the end of human civilization as we know it due to the mysterious end of the Mayan calendar. Coupled with the public's general love for disaster-based blockbusters throughout the 1990s and into the 21st century, it's no wonder that Roland Emmerich opted to converge all the fears of a religious apocalypse with the secular notions of an ecological one for 2012. Starring the likes of John Cusack, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Amanda Peet, and Woody Harrelson, if you have passed on this disaster epic before, there is no better time to jump into the End of Days, now streaming on Max. Roland Emmerich is at his most destructive in 2012. As far as disaster movies go, none are as committed to global destruction as 2012. After Ejiofor's Adrian Helmsley and his team discover that an impending environmental apocalypse is inevitable, the nations of the world conspire together to build arks. Yes, as in the biblical story of Noah from the book of Genesis, to survive a global shift that results in a massive worldwide flood event. As the world's weather turns on humanity, John Cusack's Jackson Curtis tries his hardest to get his family to safety, while fringe science conspiracy theorist Charlie Frost, Harrelson, warns the globe of the coming disaster. There's a lot going on in this movie, and plenty band together in the wake of the crisis to do their best to survive. Some make it, while others don't. It's an age-old story of survival, one where humanity climbs over each other to make it out alive. Emmerich has a great concept here, but the problem is it's not always executed with as fine a point as his previous works. 2012 isn't quite Emmerich's finest masterpiece. It's no Independence Day, Stargate, or even The Day After Tomorrow, which all hit many of the same attempted beats here with more accuracy and gumption than Emmerich is able to muster in this outing. Unlike some of those pictures, 2012 admittedly lacks any serious character depth, playing it safe with surface-level characters dealing with generally surface-level conflicts, both emotional and physical. In fact, the picture focuses far more on the spectacle of disaster than it ever does on its leading cast, or why we ought to care about them. Far more often, we're told who these characters are rather than given the chance to see said traits displayed in action. While perhaps not fair to the entire cast, this is especially true concerning Cusack's romantic rival, Tom McCarthy's Gordon Silberman, who we're constantly told is a stand-up guy, though the film barely gives him a chance to prove it. This 2009 picture signaled the end of Roland Emmerich's tenure as Hollywood's go-to disaster artist. 2012, which clocks in at over 2.5 hours in length, was effectively the finale to the director's host of mass-marketed disaster blockbusters. Since then, he has only revisited the disaster epic twice more, once for Independence Day, resurgence in 2016 and again in 2022 with Moonfall. Both critics and audiences alike blasted 2012 for its bloated runtime and subpar script. Yet despite these criticisms, 2012 is a lot of fun to watch, particularly due to its inspired visuals. 2012 features some spectacular special effects. If there is one thing that Roland Emmerich masters here that modern blockbusters could learn a thing or two from, it's 2012's masterful visuals. In tandem with the globe-trotting nature of the plot, 2012's spectacular special effects make this disaster movie the perfect popcorn flick for the casual viewer, proving that Emmerich has always had pure vision and talent when it comes to bringing these sorts of epics to life. Sure, it's not Shakespeare, and much of the emotional development is still a bit cliché or surface level, but the destructive forces simulated on the screen are certainly worth the praise. There are a few particular instances of special effects prowess that make 2012 stand out among plenty of modern disaster pictures. The massive tidal wave that annihilates most of India, the shifting of the San Andreas fault line that sends Los Angeles into the ocean, and the destruction that befalls a helpless Rio de Janeiro are all seriously impressive. Even more so is the eruption of the supervolcano below Yellowstone National Park, which is arguably one of the coolest uses of such an event put on screen. The aerial escapes of the main cast as the world collapses around them are unparalleled and gripping to watch. Considering the pure spectacle that is 2012, it's easy to see why the film was such a hit at the box office. Even if we can't always connect with every character, though they all have their moments, watching an artist like Emmerich put together such a monumental visual